My name is Captain Olimar. While traveling through space, my ship was struck by a meteor. I must have blacked out, and I awoke on the surface of a weird planet. With so many parts lost, the skeletal hull of my beloved dolphin isn't a painful sight. The engine is gone. I'm stranded. To make matters worse, my atmospheric sensors indicate that this planet's environment contains a high level of poisonous oxygen. My life supply systems can function for only 30 days. If I can't repair the dolphin by then. No, better not think about it. I must find the missing ship parts. Hey everyone, Mint is here, and welcome to my Let's Play of Pikmin 1 for the GameCube. That's actually on Nintendo Switch. But yeah, we're Olimar and we crash landed on a serious planet. In my personal opinion, I think there are better ways you can do a vacation, but do you, Olimar? Do you? Now we got a carrot coming out of the ground! And it flies. What a strange little carrot. Wonder what he's gonna call it. Probably something stupid, like an onion. A strange thing has appeared before me. I'd barely begun my search when it reared up as if he were waiting for me. It then dropped a single seed. What is it? Is it alive? Is it a machine? It resembled a vegetable on my home planet that we call an onion. As I recall, this an onion too. I told you he was gonna say something stupid like an onion. He's so stupid, I'm gonna eat up this flower. Like, he's so stupid, I hate this guy. Why look at this for so long? The seed that the onion dropped took root in the soil and has now produced an adorable little sprout. This sprout emits a strange light, and it sways back and forth without benefit of wind. I cannot help but think it's calling to me. I am compelled. I must approach it and press A. Whatever that is. And say hello to our first little minion. We're gonna call him Bobbery. Extraordinary. When I plucked the sprout, it turned out to be a living creature. Not a plant. Picking it has done no visible damage. It just stands there, staring at me. Its shape is similar to the Pikmin brand carrots I love so much. I believe I shall call it a Pikmin. Here I am, stranded on a toxic planet fighting to survive, and yet I'm intrigued. I must research this fascinating creature. I shall try to grab it and throw it with A, and I will call it back to my side with B. Perhaps it will react by pressing X or moving the right stick while holding left button as well. The following controls appear to help. Yeah, it's just telling you how to play the game. Then I know how to play this game. I love Pikmin. This is my favorite game ever. So I am going to be showing you how it's done. So basically, for this first day, you just want to be taking down these flowers, which are actually called pellet posies. When you bring them back to the ship, the onion produces seeds. And based on the pellet posie's color that you hit, it'll either give you multiple, the same color of Pikmin, or just something different entirely. Yada yada yada, what Olimar's saying like a nerd, and I'll say it like a Pikmin fan, because I love Pikmin. And if you cannot tell, this is a real-time strategy game. And you might be wondering where's the strategy, because it kind of just looks like you're just pushing people around. But to be fair, that's the best strategy of all, just pushing people who annoy you. But to be also fair, these guys don't really annoy me either, so yeah. Anyway, if I recall correctly, there should be another pellet just chilling up here. Most people not blah 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 words. I can't word today. Well, tonight, it's like 12 o'clock. But most people might not notice that one because you actually don't need to get it. Because on this level, you can get like an additional 5 Pikmin. I know it feels like I'm talking about a lot because most of you don't even know a word of what I'm talking about because this game just looks like nonsense. But I promise you, it's going to make sense. Because I'm going to try and edit this day down a bit because there's nothing really goes on in it. It's kind of just a filler day. So I'm going to try and edit this one out so we can get to the real meat and bones of this game. And with this 5 pellet, oh, if you have common sense, it gives you 5 Pikmin. I know, it's crazy, am I right? But it's still pretty good. Also, I gotta remember, is there a pellet over here too? Nope, I'm just going crazy and wasting time. Luckily for us, we do not have to worry about time on this first day, because, Believe it or not, we can't actually do anything right now because our ship is kind of in disarray. Maybe even get to we're kind of dead if we don't do anything. And the oxygen here is also poisonous. The good thing we got these Pikmin on our side, and they can also push boxes. Now that I think about it, this is one of the 3 times in the game you actually push a box. That's kind of funny. The Pikmin are as curious as children. They form groups and perform tasks that would be impossible for an individual. The glimmer of hope has begun to shine in my heart. If I can make up use of software skills, perhaps I can fix my ship. I shall sum up all I've learned in the Pikmin Cup. I don't care. It's been 5 minutes. Oh, not even that long, actually. But anyway, there's some more stuff up here, so we should probably... What was that again? Hold on. It's a thing that looks like a sexual in a window. Amazing. There's no mistaking it. My ship's engine rests right before my very eyes. By a stroke of pure luck, I have already stumbled upon the most important piece of my damaged craft. Fate has smiled upon me, but how will I get it back to the dolphin? If you haven't put 2 and 2 together, we throw Pikmin at it. And it takes 20. We don't have 20 Pikmin, but we can get 20 because we have a lot of Pikmin on our side. So let's get to chucking stuff. They call me a chuckster. Yeah, you can also hold A to pick up multiple Pikmin. Yada, yada, yada. And another thing that Olimar is going to turn into a whole paragraph. Sorry if I'm skipping his dialogue. I know some of you might want to read it, but no, he's just yaps too much for something that's really simple. But basically, if a Pikmin's idle, it will turn pinkish, or a lightest color. This really doesn't matter because it's not in future games, but hey, if you can't tell your Pikmin's idle, it'll turn pink. Yeah. Anyway, let's get back to business. All right, we got our squad of 25 little pigs. Now all we have to do is head back over to our little engine and swarm them all on there. And with 25 Pikmin, it'll get over there in like 2 minutes because they take forever. I'm not gonna make you all sit through that though, but I will, so appreciate my good editing skills. Yeah. But let's give it a little detail read. The Dolphin's main engine. It was pure luck that I found this piece first. With this, I can at least lift off. Alright, now let's get out of here. And every time they bring a piece back to the ship, there's a whole little cinematic, and it actually adds it to the ship. Which actually gives it a little bit of charm. Well, in my personal opinion. I like it how every single piece you get for the ship actually updates in real time. Which kind of deals into the real-time strategy bit. Okay, not really. Oh, glorious. With the help of these Pikmin, I've taken a huge step back towards home. My ship can once again lift off. The glimmer of hope is beginning to burn more brightly. But what has become of the remaining parts? The search starts tomorrow. So basically today, because we're about to do that too. And at the end of day, you get a little roll call cinematic. All the Pikmin go back to their onions because at night, the animatronics do get a little quirky and they will try and kill your Pikmin. But we'll get more into that in the next episode. I mean, day. I really used the episodic format. I used to watch Chuck and Conroy all the time in these days. Old episodes. One day since I have somehow managed to launch the dolphin, but I was surprised to see the onion left off with me. Perhaps the Pikmin cannot survive overnight on the planet's surface, or if they merely decided to join me for other reasons. Either way, it seems they shall help me again tomorrow. The dolphin is missing 29 parts. If I can't recover them all, I may never return home to see my family on planet Hocotate. And I also show my life support system will function for another 29 days. How can I repair my dolphin in such a short time? The dense forest is visible on the surface below, as it holds the keys to my survival. I'll name it the Forest of Hope. I'll explore it tomorrow. So yeah, Olimar is quite the yapper, and he might actually be one of Nintendo's protagonists that yap the literal most. Like, all bro does is talk, and he does this for literally all 30 days. Like, he yaps so much. I love this guy. He's one of my favorite Nintendo characters ever. Speaking of, let's head to the Forest of Hope, one of my favorite Nintendo areas ever. Because as Olimar said, some of the pieces of the ship might be over here, so it inspired some new hope in him. My dolphin returned to the surface alongside the Pikmin. Being alone on this strange planet makes me somewhat uneasy. I shall call the Pikmin out of the onion. All I need to do is stand in the light beneath the onion and press A. And when we do this, we can just take the Pikmin in and out. Like, it's a really nice little detail. And as you can see over there, behind this wall, there are some enemies over there. So we should try and stock up on some Pikmin before we head on over there, or we might, die. And you might have also noticed there's a yellow pellet posy over here. Maybe it's trying to tell us something. But right now, all we have to do is just put some Pikmin on this. Like, literally. And then we can get some Pikmin in the grass. Because I'm gonna tell you, putting Pikmin in grass is quite helpful because they might bring out some nectar. And nectar is one of the most useful things in this game. And now that I'm thinking about it, I should probably call these guys back and have them just work on grass, because right now I can get like a few Pikmin on this piece of nectar and it turns them into flowers. Another intriguing discovery. A local variety of grass produces a short yellow nectar. I read that completely wrong, but don't care. When the Pikmin drink this delicacy, they instantly mature into flowers. The apparent Pikmin's flavor seems to be full of nutrients. Closer observation is needed to determine the strengths and peculiarities of these flower Pikmin. So basically, I butchered every single word in that paragraph, but in other news, having flowered Pikmin is great. It is the best thing you can do. So basically, flower Pikmin are the best. There is no debate. They move faster, they do more damage, and they don't trip as much. Oh yeah, speaking of tripping, the Pikmin can trip. I must admit, it's not the nicest sight, but... Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna be real with you. When these Pikmin trip, it is actually genuinely upsetting because it can ruin your whole pace by a lot. You could be off by one Pikmin, and if that ever happens, we are calling that one specific Pikmin Kevin. I don't know why Kevin specifically. I don't know, that feels like a real Kevin thing to do. Wow, that wall did not take as long as I thought it would. Alright, so let's go into the first enemy we see. The dwarf-spotted bowbear, or bowbear. I always called it bowbear because I have trauma with those. Anyway, if you just throw them on their backs, you can instantly kill them. And you can bring them back to the ship and get some more Pikmin. So basically, it's just a cycle of life. You kill things and then you get to reproduce with it, which also sounds very weird now that I say that out loud, but don't worry about that. Oh yeah, did I also mention they can kill your Pikmin too? No, not the game, silly. I'm talking about our actual Pikmin. So basically, you really need to watch out how you fight these enemies, because if you're not sure of what you're doing, you can lose an entire squad of Pikmin, and that will seriously ruin your entire day. And I'm not talking about like, oh, I'm gonna be sad that the Pikmin are dead. No. That is where you are mistaken. This will literally ruin your entire mood because you might be trying to get a piece back to your ship, and then you realize half of your squad is dead for some strange reason because you suck at Pikmin. But luckily for me, I don't suck at Pikmin, so that will not happen. And I know you all see it over there, so I'm just gonna go over there so you can get out of your mind. This is the external fuel dynamo. It has an unlimited energy supply. I won't have to worry about saving electricity anymore. This will make my fight for survival a bit easier. Oh yeah, extra duper reminder. Some of these, well actually, most of these items don't actually affect the gameplay. So if it sounds like it's going to do anything, it will not. Besides this one item we will hopefully see in this episode, because right now I'm kind of just building up Pikmin. Maybe a little too many, but you know, you can never be too sure. You can never be too sure, because I do have like 54 right now. Make that 64, Nintendo 64, baby. Speaking of Nintendo 64, if I recall correctly, Pikmin actually originally wasn't even going to exist. Because back in the day, before the GameCube even had a name, I'm pretty sure this game used to just be a really cool test demo. Because they really just had like a bunch of Marios running around on the same screen just to test the console's capabilities. Which in concept is really interesting, but that would not make for a good game. I say as I play the exact game right now. Like, this is literally my favorite game of all time. I don't know what to tell you. Alright, get off the grass. We're going to do war. So basically, just a little shortcut I know in this game. Some people call it a sequence break or whatever. But we can throw some Pikmin up here. This is probably not the way they intended you to do it. But this is the nicest way I know how to, if I'm being honest with you. So basically, you can just throw your Pikmin up there, because you can go up here, and yes, then you can get over to this thing. And this is the shock absorber. The apparatus counteracts the shaking and swaying that normally occurs during flight. It's smooth sailing with this in place, usually. Notice how he said usually, because this guy can't fly. Like, sure, you can blame it on the asteroid or meteor, but still, you suck at flying, Lamar. Like, learn to fly, bozo. And this is the best way you can fight these. These are called the red-spotted bulborbs. I know we just talked about the dwarf ones, but we can get into that part a little bit later. But first, let's get some Pikmin on this. Just about a little too many, hold on. I'm only putting 30 on you, jeez. You don't need that many Pikmin. Okay, I'm not calculating how much I put on there. Okay, just 2 more. Now we go fight that other bulborb. That's it. Hey, can you put my camera down? Thanks. Now we're going to go fight this bulborb over here. You might be questioning why I don't try and just grab this one. We need 40 for it, and we do not have 40 right now. So we're just going to excuse this bulborb right here and just break this wall down. Because when we break down this wall, we can have a little surprise waiting for us when we get back. And so while we wait for that, I kind of want to go and grab my Pikmin because they're going to take a little bit on that wall, and it should be pretty close to being back by now. Like, seriously, it's not really that far from base. Yeah, see, they're literally right here. And oh yeah, I forgot to mention while we were doing that fight, you may have noticed that some Pikmin got knocked off with that bulborb and turned into some bulb Pikmin. They are actually working on the wall right now, but still. Anyway, shock absorber, this nifty little device counteracts the shaking, yada yada, we just read that, yada yada. I now have 2 out of 30 parts. Yes, we are getting progress. That is all that matters. Anyway, let's get 60 Pikmin on this wall, because 60 Pikmin is better than 30. But so far, we haven't lost a single Pikmin. I assure you, that count will not last for long. If I ever forced myself to do a no-death playthrough of Pikmin, I would be dead. And a perfect time to mention this, that my clock has indicated the coming of noon. From now on, I must pay close attention to the sun meter on my monitor and choose my actions accordingly, so it may be best for me to review my monitor's data. So basically, on the top of your screen, you have a day sundial thing. It shows you how much time you have in a day, which is normally about 13 minutes. And if you can't tell, 13 minutes is not that much to get stuff done. But luckily for us, we have the skills of Dan Dory and know how to get stuff done. Because right now, we have 2 pieces. And no, don't attack it yet, no. Oh my God, get out of here, get out of here. So basically, that is the one thing we don't want to do. We do not, and when I repeat it, we do not, okay, it's not related. It's not stopping. I don't think it's happy that we killed its child, actually. I know, it's actually wasting a lot of time. This is not according to plan. Can you go back to sleep? Yeah, thanks. Thanks, idiot. Yeah, get swarmed. Yeah, because if we keep throwing Pikmin at it, it physically I swear I just had to touch something, grab something. But right now, I'm yapping a lot and not really being concise, but we have something new to introduce. Another onion in the same episode. What can I say? I love Pikmin. Oh, I didn't know Olimar didn't have a dialogue for that. I thought he would with how much he yaps. Hello. But let's wait for this guy to get out and release. Say hello to the yellow Pikmin. They got big ol' ears. The color is different, but it seems to be a Pikmin nonetheless. First glance suggests that this Pikmin has in somewhat circles, be considered very large ears. It looks like it may weigh less than the others. In what other ways might it be different from the red Pikmin? I must be sure to observe it closely. I can press and hold A for a moment, yada yada yada. Anyway, new Pikmin time, and you know what that means. More Pikmin population. And while we're doing that, we're gonna kill this guy too, because I don't like you. I know you're just chilling, but can you cut that out? I cut that out, bro. I really don't want to lose a Pikmin. Let's go. I am doing really good right now. Anyway, let's get these guys on this. Like, just all of you, really. Like, can you get out of here? I don't need you guys right now. Like, just go chill at base. I'll find a use for you later. Because right now, we need to focus all in on these yellows. Because they have a unique thing they can do, which is strictly limited to them. In this game specifically, if you play Pikmin, you know what I'm talking about. And if you play Pikmin 3 or Pikmin 4, you don't know what I'm talking about. So yeah, let's just get this out of the way, and let's just try and get this Pikminage up. Oh my god, they're already back? That was so fast. But yeah, as I was saying, you can literally see some items actually update with the dolphin in real time. That is awesome. Anyway, external fuel dynamo. This should light things like that. Oh yeah, it actually does. I now have recovered 3 out of 30 parts. If I can just find 2 more, I should be able to increase my ship's capabilities. And when we increase the ship's capabilities, we can go to different areas. Which I can also go into in another episode, because that'll probably be better to explain it. Because believe it or not, this game isn't that long. Because you might think only having 30 days is a short time, and they're all 13 minutes. But most of the time, you're not even going to be spending that long. Which is one of my favorite parts about it, because, I don't know, I just like that time limit. The stress to just get stuff done, with this really peaceful music, too. It kind of really makes you realize, okay, it kind of makes you not realize you are in imminent danger to die at any second if you don't pay attention. But, you know, that is for future Olimar to worry about. And right now, we need to focus on getting our yellows up. Which, then again, not really, but I want to at least get, like, around 30-ish. Because if I'm being real, yellows aren't really your most important. But we are also running out of time ASAP, so I just want to focus on this while I'm here. So basically, yellows can pick up bombs. They got big ears and they throw bombs. That is kind of crazy. The yellow Pikmin have to pick up some peculiar stones. Why did they decide to craft them? This action seems to be instinctive, but the yellow Pikmin are... yada yada yada. I don't want to read all that. One thing one of my friends told me, it's better to show instead of tell. So let's pick up some more bombs. Incoming! Show, not tell. They are bombs. They explode. The glowing rods are called bomb rods, and they can destroy these. Don't do something stupid. And all right, now let's get this down, because believe it or not, there's also one more piece we can get before the night gets here. And remember, when night strikes, we can't do anything else. So we need to get focused ASAP on this next piece. So we got that wall down. How many yellows do I have? I think this should be enough, I hope. And let's take care of these. The yellow Pikmin jumps so high. The yellow Pikmin jump too high. Okay, cool. And those are female and male sheargrubs. The male sheargrubs are jerks. They are shears, and they hurt. Yes, I have just enough. Let's go. All right, so let's try and get this to base ASAP. And while we use our other Pikmin to take care of some other walls we have to worry about. Because if we just have them focusing on that, they should be good for the rest of the day. We should not have to worry about them. And right now, we can be breaking down some walls, so when we come here tomorrow, we can get some even more Dandori stuff done. And I also need to make sure I have all of the Pikmin on deck. Because if I don't, we can be doing some serious damage to our numbers. And if you cannot tell, that is not good if we do not do that, because we do not really have that many Pikmin to play with right now. Not saying we really would need to play with them, but still, this is still. It's very serious, very serious. Yeah, let's try and break this wall. Red, get back here. If we break this wall down, tomorrow we can get even more done. Oh, I probably have a few Pikmin laying around. I should check that out. My clock is indicating the approach of sunset. Pikmin waiting beneath the dolphin and onions will probably enter the onions on their own. If I don't call up stragglers and add them to my group, they may not be able to get back. I am sure that the Pikmin still planted are safe, but I am somewhat concerned about leaving Pikmin to fend for themselves in the darkness. As Olimar is saying, that is very bad. We need to find these Pikmin ASAP, because I don't think this is the whimsical radar, yada yada yada. If we get this, we can have a mini-map, yada yada yada. Now we should get Pikmin back, because if we don't, because if I'm doing my math correctly... Oh wait, no, we have them all. Cool, I was about to stress over nothing. And they should be able to get it back to base in time too, right? It's literally right there. Don't do this thing game. Don't do the thing to me, that would be really embarrassing. But anyway, as Olimar was saying, any Pikmin in this general radius of the circle right here, they are all safe from the end of countdown. Yada yada yada. No, nothing really to worry about. Anyway, whimsical radar. This important piece can detect the location of other missing parts. The radar will be added to my monitor when I can press plus. Yada yada yada. I can shut it off right now, actually. I kind of wish I could grab another part. But yeah. Did I have that Pikmin planted over there, or is it just the onion? I think it's just the onion. But yeah, you can see we have all of these pieces we can go grab tomorrow, and then we can go to another area, which is going to be really nice. So yeah, stay tuned for that. You see how the red just trip over? Oh yeah, another thing I want to add. Sometimes when Pikmin just trip over, they also lose their flower status, which is also not good, because that sucks. Like, that is game design right there. Not good game design, but still game design in its finest. And I love every bit of it. Anyway, for these first 2 days, well, day and a half, I don't really count the first day. I hope you got a general gist of the strategy that comes in this game. Because as newer Pikmin fans say, it's all about the Dandori. And Dandori is your most important skill. And we got every single Pikmin too, right? Because when night comes, the enemies come back and they will kill those Pikmin. And you will feel guilt for leaving them on their own. 2 days since impact. It appears that many of my ship's parts have landed in this region. If I can just find a part of... Wait. Oh, we already did that. We just did that. Okay, maybe he's saying that, like, we can use the radar to look at it. Maybe that's what I'm thinking. Yet there seem to be many hostile life forms here. If I'm attacked and my spacesuit takes damage, I must return to my ship and stand in front of it and press A to make sure the suit repairs. As I explore, I must pay attention to the suit's damage meter in the bottom left corner of the screen. True that, Olimar, but we haven't lost a single Pikmin in a day's episode. That is good work, chat. That is good work. But it's been NinXuS, and I'll be seeing you all next time. Hope you enjoyed my Dandori yappage. I will continue doing this. It's actually really fun. So I'll be seeing you then. Peace.